Redeye Raw, and wanted to start out talking about remakes more, because remakes, reboots, whatever. Because, I did that King of the Hill video, and I just wanted to bitch about that, so that was a good topic to go on. Decided to do a quick Redeye Raw before work today. I do have work again today. I have work tomorrow as well. I have been off for 9 days, so I did offer to take both days this weekend when I got back. But, that King of the Hill reboot looks really bad. I am not looking forward to it at all. What's up, Nicritic? I already made all my points in that response, reaction, whatever you want to call it, that I just uploaded. Yeah, there's that Lilo and Stitch one. Again, I already brought that up. Like, they eliminate the fucking villain from the fucking story, Captain Gantu. He's just gone. And then they, change the message at the ending to have it so that, family means nothing, and, it's all about, abandon your family and then go pursue your career and dreams. Whereas, the original, family was supposed to be everything, right? The whole Ohana means family means nobody gets left behind. But no, in this one, it means you do leave people behind, fuck you. That's what it means. Now, granted, I have not seen, nor do I intend to see that movie, but I've seen reviews of it. Now, granted, one thing that does drive me nuts is there are a lot of people who do these reviews that, hate watch it, right? And, granted, it is good to have a few people that have done that to, so you don't actually have to watch it. Oh my god, guys, did you know that tablets exist? Boomhauer has one. True. Boomhauer has one now. It's true. But, with fucking, what was I talking about? Lilo and Stitch, right? Oh no, Hate Watchers. Hate Watchers, while it is good that there are, just reviews I can watch and not have to watch it, I also already know it's going to suck anytime a new thing comes out, most of the time, right? There's very few times that something new comes out that I'm like, that's actually good. Again, I've seen recently good new movies, right? There was The Substance, which, again, was good in spite of what the author intended, but still a good movie. And then, there's shows that I've liked, like Succession, which has been great. Again, a lot of the probably authorial intent, I probably disagree with some of their views for sure, because it's probably a fairly left-leaning creator, right? But it's the guy who made Peep Show, and his commentary is subtle and fair for the most part, and does get some of the the elite kind of shit right. It's a fun show with good characters, and it actually makes you sympathize with characters that a lot of lesser shows would just try to make you think are just all bad. Right. And then there's shows like Severance, which I like, even though that one I absolutely disagree with the messaging of. But I just kind of take the story at face value. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting concept. But the actual, deeper messaging of it, I obviously disagree with. So even when there are good new things, a lot of the time there's an asterisk where it's it's good, but I probably wouldn't agree with the creator. And, that's fine. There's plenty of things in the past like that, too. Like Watchmen. The idea of Khan leaving Min and living with Bill is pretty funny, and Dale running for mayor. I don't like him and Min being broken up. I guess it depends on how they do it. It's not like their marriage was a focus of the show or anything. Him living with Bill could lead to some funny odd couple type stuff, right? So I'm not necessarily 100%, but the fact that Nancy's back with John Redcorn and shit looks awful. But anyway, as I was saying, though there is good to come from reviewers that hate watch it. They're also giving it money, unless they're pirating it, which obviously I'm not advocating because that'd be naughty. But also, I hope that that's what they're doing. In theory. But no, I wouldn't even bother pirating this shit. A lot of this shit looks fucking terrible. Now, granted, there are some new things that don't have an asterisk, right? I love Terrifier, everything about it, and I love that the creator doesn't want to put a political message in his shows, because there's been interviews and shit where he's been asked, he's like, no, it's just a fucking movie. Deal with it. There's people who of all different walks of life that like my movies, and it's hell yeah. Velma wouldn't have gotten. Okay, you deleted that. I assume you were going to say it wouldn't have gotten another season if it wasn't because for Hate Watchers, and that's true. I mean, Velma at least had some ironic humor. Like, it wasn't good at all. It was fucking horrible. But there were some things you could laugh at because of how fucking stupid it was. Wouldn't have been given a second season if it didn't get hate watched. Exactly, yeah. Um, but you know, there's also that Malcolm in the Middle revival that's coming up. That again, they said that like one of the characters is going to be like non-binary, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my guess is it's probably going to be like Jamie, right? Because Jamie, like, there was the gag in season 4 where they didn't initially like reveal if he was a boy or a girl, and then they reveal it pretty quickly at the beginning of season 5, right? What the dog doing? Um, so I'm not looking forward to that. I know Dewey's been recast in that too. I mean, granted, Eric Persullivan has you know moved on to like be much more private, which I think is probably for the better, right? Because a lot of these people who grew up as kids in like Hollywood and stuff can be pretty maladjusted. So it's probably for the better if he got out of that earlier on. I hope that's the case. I don't know too much about him. And there was that Oblivion remake, which is fine. Like, there's some things I don't like about it, like the whole body type 1, type 2 thing. Like, again, some might argue, oh, that's a small thing, but it is an annoying little detail that it's like, yeah, okay. I got to remind you that it's current day, and you got to pretend that, like, reality isn't real or some shit, you know? But nevertheless, as I said in my video about it, it's a fine way to play Oblivion. Other than that, like, there's a couple other things. Like, they took out some of the little the jump tricks you could do, like the backflip and shit you could learn. They took that out, and like they added in sprinting, and they have all the DLC included, so that's good. They re-recorded some of the voice lines, which you know I think that kind of detracts from the charm. Actually, like I know Oblivion had like 5 voice actors originally or some shit like that, but that was part of what was great about it. Now adding more voices, in theory, you could see, oh yeah, that makes sense, but like also like some of the stuff's iconic, you know. I'll tell you this much: I do not want a Fallout 3 remake or remaster or whatever you want to call it. They're probably going to do one, but I don't want one. Because I bet you, wouldn't it like just be awful if they just like made it function more like Fallout 4 and like aesthetically just looked like Fallout? Because I fucking hate the aesthetic of Fallout 4 and 76. Like I really hate the way everything looks, other than the power armor. The power armor is pretty cool, but I don't know. Also, I feel like they'd remove like the green tint if they did Fallout 3, and I think that would kind of also detract from it, right? But yeah, I got a snack review. I'm gonna be uploading here sometime soon. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is better than the original games. I have not played Insane Trilogy. It looked fine. The only Crash game I really played extensively was Crash Team Racing on the PS1. I was much more of a Spyro guy than a Crash guy. I think I played Crash Purple as well, but that was forever ago, and Spyro Orange. With the Reignited trilogy, that was fine. There is some jank to it that wasn't in the original, and there was some of the fun jank from the original that was removed. And I also hate how angular everything looks. Like, everything has, like, really sharp edges, and it looks very blocky and square, instead of, like, the rounded character designs. I prefer a lot of the character designs in OG Spyro. And I'm speaking predominantly from Spyro 1, because that's the one I played the most growing up. With 2, I only ever played, like, the demo, and then I played maybe, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. of Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. I did play a ton of Spyro 1, though. I played that game through over and over and over again as a kid. But I'm not saying that there aren't remakes that aren't better, obviously, because there are some game remakes that are better. But can I think of any? Can I think of any? That is the question. Because I know they exist. I mean, I know Yakuza Kiwami added like a shitload of content to it, so that's pretty cool. But I haven't played the original, and I haven't played Kiwami either. I do own it, but I haven't played it. The only Yakuza game I've played technically is Fist of the North Star: Lost Paradise. That's another thing too. Like the definition between like a remake and a remaster that people have, like the Oblivion one, they completely overdid the graphics, so it is like a remaster in a lot of ways because a lot of the gameplay is fairly faithful. One of the few good modern shows is Smiling Friends. Pretty funny show. I like Alan, and he's funny. Yeah, no, Smiling Friends is good. I like Smiling Friends. I do need to watch the second season. I've yet to watch it. I've only seen the first season. I mean, there are plenty of good movie remakes, though. You know, like John Carpenter's The Thing is better than The Thing from Another World. Oh, the second season's better? Really? Okay. Well, there you go. I already really like the first, so there you go. But obviously, like John Carpenter's version of The Thing is way better than The Thing from Another World. The Thing from Another World is still good, but John Carpenter's The Thing is like way better, night and day difference. And like, you know, there's a lot of remakes I like that are even hot takes. Like I quite like the Halloween remake from 2007, even though it's got its own issues, like the dialogue, for instance. It's funny though how I did that video of like modern things I don't hate, and I put the Boys in it when I'd only watched like 4 episodes because I fucking hate the Boys. The Boys is so terrible. Like I liked it because of Homelander. Like he was the one thing I liked, and even then I don't want to watch any more of it. The first season was dreadful, and so far what we've seen of the second season's even worse. I really don't like it. Invincible's good still. I liked Invincible. I need to watch the rest of season. Is it season 3 they're on now? Whichever one they're on, I need to watch the rest of it. Because I've only watched a couple episodes of this new season. I think it is season 3, yeah. Homelander is... Captain Hero's greater than Homelander? I agree. Captain Hero's great. I'd watch a Captain Hero show. Like, just Captain Hero? I'd watch that. Drawn Together is an underrated show. I love Drawn Together. You know, it's always funny to me when people talk about Invincible and they think that fucking Viltrumites would even stand a fucking chance against Saiyans, which they absolutely would not. Like, dude, most Viltrumites aren't even going to make it past Raditz, if any of them do. Back on track, the new script for Drawn Together reboot gives me high... They're doing a Drawn Together reboot? What the hell? You serious? I would not expect that. How the hell are they gonna do Drawn Together's sense of humor in this day and age? Like, I know people overhype it when they talk about it being like the edgiest thing ever, because it can be. Like, I honestly think Family Guy's edgier though. Like, Family Guy's far more tasteless, which is why I love it. Like, Family Guy doesn't give a shit. Like, they literally did like a whole musical number about Terry Schiavo and said she had mashed potato brains. But I respect it. Like, Family Guy still has like some good jokes here and there. Like, I've seen in like clip compilations on YouTube. And I've been watching my Family Guy DVDs again. I just recently watched Roads to Vegas, and then the episode after that. No, I watched two episodes. No Country Club for Old Men. Is that the last one I watched, or was there another one I watched after that? Whatever. I finished the disc I was on. Script came out like a year ago because of the high watches on Paramount Plus. Drawn Together's on Paramount Plus. I just watched my DVDs. It's so fucking hot out these last couple days, dude. Dude, we get these fucking, at work, we've been getting these long ass packages that can't go on the belt because they're like fucking heavy. It's like furniture and shit. So we've had to put them on pallets and shit. And we always get a little bit of those, but it's been so fucking heavy with those. Apparently, it was even worse when I was on vacation, so thank God I wasn't here for that. But it was pretty bad yesterday. I filled up a whole fucking triple set and then a double set, and then we still had to hold a trailer. What's up, Andy? In the reboot, Ling Ling is trying to get his voice back with Apu, Cleveland, and Missy from Big Mouth because you can't have a white person playing a minority. I don't know who that is because I've never seen Big Mouth, nor do I intend to because that also looks like trash. But Apu and Cleveland, those are two that were recast. I remember I saw this Real Gems video where he was talking about Dr. Hibbert being recast by Kevin Michael Richardson. And he said it was a good thing because, it's giving more people a chance. And it's like, what are you talking about? Kevin Michael Richardson voices like characters in like every cartoon ever. He has like several voices in Family Guy and American Dad and like everything. Like, he's all over the place. He didn't need any more roles. It's not like a win for any sort of fucking like milestone or anything. It's nothing. Like, fuck you. I like the Real Gems. I just think that was an awful take. But he is a really good YouTuber. He's actually one of the best cartoon YouTubers, even though he just mainly just does Simpsons content. Although, again, clearly politically, I would not align with him because there's a lot of little takes and stuff here and there that he says things, and I'm like, yeah, I don't agree with that. But if Drawn Together, if they're just gonna stick to the kind of shit that they did before, and like that's the kind of commentary they're doing, is like making fun of the recasting, then that's a way to approach it with like Drawn Together. Captain Hero in the new reboot thinks that a homeless man is an alternative universe version of him because of Marvel multiverses. Yeah. I still stand by what I said in my comment. The King of the Hill new season animation looks good, at least. That's one praise I'll give. I mean, the animation's fine. That's not the main thing I care about. I care about, like, the characters and, like, the story. Because King of the Hill is a very character-driven show. And again, with Johnny Hardwick especially, like, he's the one that, like, most I'm like, they probably just shouldn't do it because he was Dale, Ironically, so they recast Khan to some actual like Asian guy. I think he's also probably Laotian. I would imagine, right? If not, then hey, they're doing it wrong. They're doing their virtue signal wrong, right? But if but the guy who played Khan originally is gonna play Dale now. Seriously, why the fuck is it so hot out here? Maybe because it's summertime. I don't know. I might go sit in the shade by the house, honestly. Hold on. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Ooh, that's hot. The ashtray and the cigar cutter are both fucking scorching. Alright. Yeah. There we go. See, now I'm in the shade. What's up, Kiki? Being good? Yeah? Hey, my dogs are over here now. What? What do you want? Princess Clara in the new reboot marries a Hispanic pinata prince because she doesn't fit in as just a white woman, and apparently they have kids, and there's a funny pinata abortion scene. Okay. I know sources are labeling the new King of the Hill season as season 14. They're pulling a Beavis and Butthead by calling it a continuation rather than a separate show. I know, but I'm not going to count it as one. Beavis and Butthead, I am more than willing to call the new seasons just a continuation. This one looks like no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Mike Judge has kind of like an obsession with like aging up his characters, and he was able to have his cake and eat it too with Beavis and Butthead by having the whole alternate universes. Like I said, the one where they got put in modern times, and then the one where they actually aged. So I think that worked out really well for. And Beavis and Butthead, I honestly probably would have watched it even with the aged up versions because they're still funny. But like a lot of the most modern shit feels a lot like in the King of the Hill thing feels a lot like Static Cling, that fucking awful Rocko's Modern Life special, which if you remember, ironically, when I first reviewed it, I actually really liked the beginning where it was all just them and them. But to be fair, in Rocko's Modern Life, it's Rocko's Modern Life. So, you know, them showing the modern world did make sense given the subject of the show. And I remember I kind of praised that and then said it focused too much on the Ralph Bighead thing. Obviously, I don't have any favorable things to say about that shitty fucking special anymore. Static Cling is fucking dreadful. But yeah, I've been waking up earlier in the day, so I might start doing videos before I go to work again, like I used to do. So we might be getting to the point where we're getting consistent with that again. We'll see. I'm not gonna make any promises, but the Ling Ling thing is a parody of stupid recasting of characters because they're all trying to get their voices back. Yeah. Well, again, I could see that working. Again, Drawn Together is like the kind of show I could see tackling. Because Drawn Together is like a parody of like TV and movies, right? Like it was a parody of reality TV, a parody of cartoons, a parody of video games, a parody of movies, superheroes, all sorts of shit. Plus, King of the Hill had a proper finale, so that could also be argued. Less of a reason to bring it back. I agree, although technically the finale aired out of order, so it's never put as the last thing on any listing. It's always put like as the episode before last or whatever. But it's like very clear that To Sirloin with Love is the finale. And that's another thing with Bobby working at this Asian fusion restaurant. They at the very least better have his like knowledge of meat be a thing, because that was like a big thing in the finale. Speaking of like finales airing out of order, the what's it called? Fucking hell! I just lost my train of thought. Hold on. Oh yeah, Dinosaurs, the episode that's literally the finale, is like second to last on all the DVDs and like streaming services. Are you big on emulated games? I mean, yeah. I'm fucking retarded when it comes to like emulation myself, so I just have modded consoles that have a bunch of emulators on them. But yeah, I've played quite a few things on emulation. Although when I play ROM hacks, I usually buy like cartridges on fucking Etsy of the ROM hack for like Game Boy, and I play that on my Retron 5. I do a lot of things kind of ass backwards. Like most of my emulators are on modded Xboxes. Some are on my modded PS3, but really just Cokehead Junkie. Hang on a sec. There we go. Had to ash it. I mean, yeah, no, if I can play on original hardware, that can be pretty cool. But there are a lot of things that are just much more convenient to play on emulation, especially if they're like really rare. Although I do own my share of rare games. So happy that King of the Hill had one last season because the last episode of the season. Okay, you deleted that before I could read it. I assume you're fixing a typo or some shit. Yeah, I was debating doing this or like streaming like Fallout before work, which I know might have been preferable for you guys. But I also was feeling really lazy and also decided to have another cigar since I've still got a few. So there we have it. We'll say that season 13 DVD and Blu-ray has the episodes in the right production order, including the finale. So that's a release they got right. Oh, really? Okay. I don't have season 13 on DVD. I don't think. I think I have like seasons 1 through 5, possibly 6. Yeah, I was thinking you were more on the side of physical media, but so much older shit is insanely expensive nowadays. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, if I can get it physically for a reasonable price, I will. Just for the sake of owning it. But like for instance, my rare PS1 games, like I install them on my PS3. Like that emulates them. It just saves the ISO file onto the hard drive because that way I don't have to worry about like scratching the disc. But I do like collecting physical media. That is a big thing for me. So I do prefer physical. But when it comes to older games that are like rare and hard to find, I think that emulation is a good way to play them. Especially if you like can get like a compilation that like has stuff like Rare Replay. I think was a great release because Conker's Bad Fur Day pretty prohibitively expensive if you're buying like an actual copy. Like there's repros you can get on like eBay and Etsy and shit now. But the original game is pretty expensive if you want like an actual copy, especially if you want like a manual and box. Though I do own an original copy, and my brother's got it complete in box because I bought it for him for his birthday one year because I conned him out of our original copy because he got Live and Reloaded. I'm like, well, you got Live and Reloaded, you don't need both, right? Yeah, I've got a lot of modded consoles that have like emulators and shit on them or games saved on the hard drive. King of the Hill was supposed to end on season 12, but they were given one last season, which is good because the last episode of season 12, which was supposed to be the finale, was terrible. Which one was supposed to be the finale again? I forget. Like, what's the end of season 12? It's been a minute. I will also say that I do like the idea of emulating for older PC games because they can be a bitch to get working sometimes, or getting a computer that can read the disc and install the game correctly. Well, yeah, especially if you're talking like DOS and shit like that. Like things like DOSBox are pretty useful. Yeah, I do a lot of things ass backwards. Like my webcam that I have on my computer is an Xbox 360 Vision camera that I literally bought because I was doing collabs, and one of the people I was doing collabs with really wanted to have like face to face cam talks, and I didn't care about that. So as a joke, I intentionally bought the shittiest webcam I could think of, which was an Xbox 360 Vision camera. There's shittier out there, like a PS2 iToy is way worse, but Lucky Wedding Suit was the last episode of season 12. Is when you say Lucky Wedding Suit, did it take until season 12 for Luann to get married? Was it that late in the show? Also, are they gonna like write Lucky and Luann out of the show, or are they gonna still include them but recast? Based, yeah. I'm I'm interesting with the way I do shit. My capture card is like 8 years old at this point. It's fucking beat up to hell. My I use Movie Maker to edit my fucking videos. I use Paint when I want to make thumbnails. Although, admittedly, sometimes the thumbnails I'll just use like a Google image. Or lately, you may have noticed I've toyed with some Chat GPT thumbnails that I think have turned out pretty well. But I have that avatar of me that Corbin drew that I've been using with. I just tell Chat GPT use this avatar to make a thumbnail for this video, and then it does. There was a guy in my comments who was like, "The fact that your self-insert is the comedian is pretty damning, and the fact that you used AI is even worse." It's like, okay, I just responded with Connor Roy's been interested in politics from a very young age. I definitely need to do that next batch of live responses, don't I? I need to get to that. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. We'll see. No promises. Because I don't like committing to it, because when I do, I get shit wrong. Like, that Clay Puppington video and that Rio video were both, like, at least a year. Like, the Rio one was, like, 2 years after I announced it. Like, Rio Isn't Gay Part 3, the final chapter. That video, I did, like, the trailer for it, like, 2 years before I uploaded it. And then the Clay Puppington one was, like, a year before I finished it, the announcement was. I'm really bad at, like, following through on when I think something is coming soon. So I just, I guess soon is relative, right? Despite how fucking hot it is, though, it is a nice day. Hopefully, work is a shorter day today, because I would like to not be there till after midnight again. But yeah, that's why I give SpongeBob credit, because at least the show has avoided any racism casting issues, because most of the characters are weird sea animals with no form of race. I mean, yeah, SpongeBob hasn't had any of that weird, like, virtue signal recasting bullshit. That is true. But the show is awful and should have ended a long time ago, because modern SpongeBob is just fucking ass. Like, one off jokes can't even be one off jokes anymore.
I'm still in this.
Okay. That was the last cigar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Just checking.
Oh, fucker.
Yeah, I've been fucking sitting on the stairs to the fucking hot tub for the beginning of this, but it's too fucking hot.
Yeah. We need to put a fucking pavilion over it.
Yeah. SpongeBob is also accurate to real life in that regard because you notice how much the animals
Oh,
don't
wow.
care about
This is actually their
each
brand.
other's body colors or the way they look. Is SpongeBob Aryan? Yes, SpongeBob is a pure Aryan fucking
Master Race.
master race. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Doom finally feels like it's getting hard now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I saw you were live. But you guys, Snowman streams on Rumble now. I linked it in my community tab a little bit ago, so. I'm looking at you, the episode all about my leg guy. Exactly! They did a whole fucking episode and just ruined that by running it into the fucking ground. And then also, like, Nosferatu is like a recurring character. Bubble Bass is in like every episode now. Yeah, that's running out of fluid.
No shit.
I think we have a thing of fluid right there, don't we?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Andy? Oh, hold on. I'm on top chat, not live chat. Okay, no. Ignore that. My phone is a piece of shit. That was for the thing earlier. Okay. What are you talking about, Andy? Nobody mentioned religion. Aryan isn't a religion. They fucked Nosferatu with that episode. My friend thought it was okay, but it was cringe as fuck. Yeah. Well, the nostalgia critic thing with Bubble Bass was pretty good, though. Yeah, I'll admit, like, there's a lot of, like, SpongeBob YouTubers that don't like Bubble Bass being so frequent. That's actually
Pack of cigarettes.
Sean. But, yeah, there was a bunch of cigarettes in the ashtray, too, when we got back that I just dumped into the trash there.
I wonder if he had people over or some shit.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't mind the Bubble Bass thing. That's actually one of the changes I'm okay with. I'm aware that the human characters in SpongeBob, but again, a lot of them have no religious backgrounds. Andy, nobody brought up religion. You're just making arguments nobody did. But who else but Andy, right?
Evie.
I don't enjoy witnessing nostalgia critics' highly reflective scalp. Yeah. Yeah, hang on a sec. Oh, cool, it's right there.
Is your water too dirty for you picky dog?
There might have been some birds fucking drinking from it, because that happens sometimes.
Why don't they kill them?
Right?
They used to chase the birds, and now they fucking just let them in their water.
Do you dislike Pokemon or do you like the series? I mean, depends on what you're referring to. Like, I do overall like the series. Like, I liked the anime growing up, Indigo League, and the Johto stuff's pretty good too. The movies have been pretty good too.
The newer games are okay.
Yeah, the newer games are kind of shit. I love, like, you know, Gens 1 through 4, though, are pretty good, game-wise.
I think the 3DS ones were the last ones that I played all the way through.
What's that, Gen 6?
Yeah.
Because that's, what, like Black and White?
No, I played X and Y. I don't even think I played the remakes of Black and White.
Oh, okay. To be honest, that controversy with Channel Awesome, there was nothing about Doug himself that made me concerned. I mean, yeah, that Mike Machad thing and whatnot, there was a bunch of stuff with that. There were layers. I'm not surprised that there was a bunch of shit with the way they ran things, but I also don't really care. I don't think there are black and white remakes. Are there not? I mean, there was black 2 and white 2. That might be what you're thinking of.
That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Ruby and Sapphire were remade. Yeah, I know. Omega Ruffy and Omega Ruffy. Yeah, yeah. You Ruffy the Pokemon.
I mean, I have the Switch one, the newest one, Shield or whatever.
Shield's not the newest one anymore.
Or
Scarlet, Violet.
yeah, one of those. The ones that your Pokemon are motorcycles.
Yeah, that's either Scarlet or Violet.
Yeah. And I got bored of that one awfully.
The first one I played, ironically, was Shield, and that's how I got into the series. Although I do not care for it as like for me, like gameplay wise, my favorite is probably Gen 3.
You can play on the Switch ones if you want. I have 2 Switches.
Okay.
And I'll have another
Well,
one here.
whenever my Shin-Chan game arrives that we pre-ordered, I'll need to borrow your one of your Switches for that.
That's fine, because I'm probably going to be playing on the Switch too anyway.
Yeah. Let's
I
go
think
Eevee
they're
and
backwards compatible. I don't know. Nintendo's pissing everyone off. But you know, with Nintendo saying that buying a game isn't owning, then pirating ain't stealing.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Those sucked because you can't do like random battles.
I was hoping it was a remake of Yellow, and it wasn't.
Well, I mean, it kind of was.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It was like a reboot because it was like also kind of a sequel.
Yeah, but it was done shitty.
And like your rival isn't even Blue. Blue's in it, which I liked because Blue's probably one of my favorite characters in the games.
I wanted to play through Yellow again so bad with modern graphics and shit, and I was just disappointed with it.
Have you been getting into any more underground or disturbing anime? I think you could find some more obscure shit. I could. I haven't really watched a ton of anime lately. Like, I'd say the most, like, underground obscure shit I'm into, like, I mean, it depends. Like, if you're saying underground is in, like, disturbing, then I guess Yorotsuki Doji is probably the one I would go to with that. But that does have kind of a cult following, because Toshio Maeda is, like, the king of hentai. The tentacle master, as he wants his gravestone to say.
His gravestone says it. He's had it made already.
That's right. Which, by the way, Toshio Maeda has a YouTube channel. You guys should check him out. Toshio Maeda's great. He's also super approachable. Like, he's literally responded to emails from Chisu and Edgar.
Wow.
Yeah, he's super receptive. Like, Edgar sent him a bunch of his, like, retarded mashup ideas and fan art, and Toshio Maeda's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
He's like, I got a fan who's...
Toshio Maeda's really cool with fans. I genuinely fucking love Toshio Maeda.
Like I said, his shirts are the only Supreme shirts I would buy.
People seem both unsure and positive about Legends ZA. Not familiar with that one. Is it like a sequel to Legends Arceus?
Only fucking anime people are talking about.
Yeah, Toshio's cool as fuck. I've DM'd him and he responds quicker than most girls I talk to be honest. Yeah, no, Toshio Maeda's great. He's super approachable. It's not a sequel to Arceus? Oh, okay. But, yeah, with obscure shit, like, if we're talking obscure, like, I've been watching, I haven't watched it in a minute, but I have, like, a complete, like, it's like Finnish or Icelandic, I think it's Finnish, that DVD I have that's, like, Silverfang.
Oh.
We watched, what, 4 or 5 episodes of that? Yeah.
I love Silverfang.
Yeah, it's great. It has no subtitles, so we just gotta figure it out through context.
And some words that we understand.
Yeah. Same thing with my Kinniku Man set. That's like all of Kinniku Man.
It was easier though because of what it is.
Yeah.
It's easier to figure it out.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's like Takeshi movies I've watched that never had like a U.S. release that only have that like Comic Magazine. I fucking love that movie, and there's no subtitles on that. But like I do love that ending scene. It's iconic. Like when the reporters like swarm him, and like because like the whole movie. Like, have I told you about Comic Magazine at all?
Probably not.
It's the one about this tabloid journalist who like goes around and like follows people and harasses them and is like a pain in the ass. But then like he goes into this like house where this guy's like walled up in his apartment, and like all the cops come in and like brutally murder the guy in front of him. And he's like, oh shit, and he like tries to stop them and they just like beat the shit out of him. And he walks out of the apartment and then he gets swarmed by reporters and he sees it from the other side. And then he looks at them and he's like, I don't speak fucking Japanese. And then he walks away. And then he throws his fucking microphone and he's like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to be a reporter anymore.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's based on a real thing that happened, by the way. Like it's a fictionalized version, but it's loosely based on a similar thing that actually happened.
Yeah. It's Shit like that in Japan happens a lot.
Yeah. Dude, that's actually more enjoyable than a dub or sub. I mean, yeah, like figuring it out through context can be fun. I'd prefer subtitles just so I knew everything, but like, I don't mind watching shit if I can figure it out through context. Based reporter, yeah.
Eventually I'll learn.
Do you wish you can join a villain organization in a Pokemon game? Yeah, dude, I'd fucking love that.
That would be great.
Yeah,
If
they.
you could be Team Rocket or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, literally in Gen One, there's that guy who's like, "You want to join Team Rocket?" And you don't have an option to say yes, and he's like, "Oh no, guess I'll fight you then." But yeah, they sort of gave you the option to join, but something would make it so you don't actually join. Yeah. When do you think Gen 6 actually started? The channel? I mean, realistically, probably when Guy Safari joined Team Redeye. But I just count it starting, since I announced it, yesterday?
I shit hip hop, mate.
Do you wish there was a main game or a spin-off, not like Mystery Dungeon or like Snap Games or whatever, like a spin-off where you can become a villain or the bad guy? I mean, yeah, same kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to join Team Rocket as a kid so I could bang Jessie. Fair. Although she's like a Team Rocket reject. Like her and James are like not like mainstream Team Rocket. Like they're kind of rejects. What's up, Anthony's Flash Archive? Fucking... I do like that they're actually in, like, yellow, though. Jesse and James are. James is easily the best character in the anime, by the way. James is fucking great. She has red hair. True. She does have red hair. I've seen the documents.
You wouldn't know for sure unless you smelled her.
Yeah, there you go.
It does have a certain smell.
Does any more need to be said? Fair.
Is it too hot out here, puppy? Is that why you're in the garage? Aw.
3 of these in a row. Wow. Yeah, I've been waking up earlier, so I've been streaming a lot more before work. I woke up at like 9 today.
I woke up at 7.
Yeah. I've just been used to waking up earlier because of the trip.
Time difference.
Yep. That too, but also just the getting up earlier, like, has just been a habit lately. Like, I don't even have to, like, set an alarm. I've also been going to bed earlier, though. I went to bed at, like, 2 last night. Which, for me, is early.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Pokemon? At one point, we were. Gen 1, you don't have an option. Gen 6, you have to battle him in order to join Team Flare. But even then, you can't. Gen 7, Ultra, you can say yes, and he just thinks you're joking. The leader does. Yeah. That's probably one of my biggest problems with the Pokemon game series is, like, the illusion of choice. Like, you can say no. Like that one chick, Nimona in is it Scarlet and Violet? She's like, do you want to be friends? And I'm like, no. And she's like, oh, you're so funny. We're friends.
Yeah, but there's people like that in real life. I know a few of them. And I tell them to their face how much I despise them, and they just laugh and act like I'm being funny.
Yeah. See, people think that you're just a funny guy when really you're just an asshole.
It's so true.
What are your thoughts on the Pokemon Whopper? Was there a Pokemon Whopper? What's up, Super Gaming?
Was there in the U.S. is the question?
I don't know. They celebrate the 4th of July in SpongeBob, so a lot of the characters believe in American heritage. And all of their main voice actors are from America, so I can say it's pretty accurate. Okay, Andy.
That's yeah. What a story, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. In Legend ZA, you can actually catch the Pokemon even if it faints. Yeah? I mean, I guess that's nifty with some of the ones that have like ridiculous catch rates, but kind of defeats the purpose of trying to like time it out so you don't knock them out.
Yeah.
Are you hanging out with Snowman's here? Before they would just disappear? Yeah, I am familiar. Whew. I was talking about a water type Pokemon. When were you talking about that? Oh, Wooper. Wooper, not okay. I thought you were saying the Pokemon Wooper. Okay, I thought you were saying the Pokemon Whopper.
I would say that I believe that Japan would have that.
No, Wooper's all right. I'm drawing a blank. Is Wooper an evolution of? No, it wouldn't be right. Like, is it an evolution of Quag?
I have no idea.
What's the small one? Quag. Like, I know the evolution's Quagsire. I can remember that just fine. The final evolution, because I always make the joke it's Glenn Quagsire. And also for the battle thing, from what I saw, you have to move, like how battle systems for other games can. I don't know how to explain that from the trailer. Well, I think mixing up the gameplay is something that Pokemon has needed to do for a while, so it's probably a good thing.
They need to go down the route of Power World.
Yeah.
They really do.
What, guns?
Well, just as much shit as you can do in Power World. Power World.
God damn it! So my joke was even more lost than it already was. What joke is that? Oh, the Whopper thing. What's the Whopper? Created Whopper. What's the Whopper? You've created the showstopper flame grilled taste. You changed the lyrics a bit, but okay. I'm Glenn Quagsire. Yeah.
What, Kiki?
Pokemon card collecting is hard to get into. I did that a lot as a kid, and I've bought some as an adult too. I just have a few, but you know, that's your favorite Pokemon, Wooper? Yeah.
Is it too hot for you, puppy? You good?
Isn't it Choodle and then Wooper and then Quagsire? That sounds like it could be right to me.
Sounds right.
Oh, I could be. No, Choodle's a different one. What the hell is that one called?
Oh,
And it seems you can.
After first gen, I don't really know well.
And it seems you can move the Pokemon to dodge instead of waiting, or it's just saying the move of the opponent dodged. Yeah. They got like a tile system. Favorite type of Pokemon? Type, ghost type, but there's not a ton of like really cool ghost types, unfortunately. There are some, like I like Duskull, and obviously I like Gengar. Gengar's one of my top 10 Pokemon. He's like third. If we're talking individual Pokemon, my favorite is Mewtwo. Psychic type is probably my second favorite type overall. It's probably one of the most overpowered types, especially in the early gens. Wooper and Quagsire are two evolutions. Are they evolutions of the same one, or are they different?
Who fucking knows?
I knew them at one point, kind of.
You good, Kiki?
Same evolution line. Okay, so I was right that it does evolve into Quagsire. Okay.
Come here, Kiki. Come here. You're the one who wants to be outside all day.
Anyway, I'm probably not going to go too much longer for this because my arm is getting tired from holding the phone, and I did finish the cigar, but I'm probably going to wrap this up. Like I said before, racist recasting seems to be a stupid issue with all the current run Fox show. Well, yeah, like, race-based recasting is retarded. Like, cartoon characters are cartoon characters. Like, that's nothing. You know in the King of the Hill reboot, Khan's recast?
Why?
Yeah. And the guy who played Khan now plays Dale because you know Johnny Hardwick died.
Yeah. Like,
That one I get, but like...
why'd they recast Khan?
Have you seen the fucking intro? It looks so bad. Looks fucking terrible. What's your favorite character in the Pokemon show? I said already, but James. Easily James. And then probably Gary. Pat equals YouTube boy, as those two cops called him. What the hell are you talking about, Enderai?
Well, I'm expecting the King of the Hill reboot to be bad.
Yeah, me too. Which sucks because the Beavis and Butthead reboot's been great.
Futurama's been okay.
By the way, King of the Hill reboot, Khan's new actor isn't even the same Asian, so what's the point? So he's not even fucking Laotian. He's just some kind of Asian. Can't even virtue signal right. Pat is popular MMOs.
Why didn't they just kill off
There was a whole
Dale?
cam video thing. Because Dale is the best character. You know, in the intro, they literally showed, like, time passing, and they showed, like, COVID where they were all masked, but Dale had it down here. I'm like, hey, that's in character, but why even bother depicting it?
You know, Alex Jones takes credit for inspiring him to make Dale Gribble.
Good.
Yeah.
You hear about Daddy 05 coming back? I did not. So just as long as it's not white, it's completely okay. I mean, that's their whole thought process because they're fucking stupid. Like fucking Phil Lamar voices a ton of white characters and Asian characters. Nobody gave a shit that Phil Lamar plays Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack's so good.
Yeah, Phil Lamar also plays Hector Concarne. So you know.
Samurai Jack needed to come back though for that fight.
Have you heard of the Fritzl case? I have not.
I don't think King of the Hill needs to come back. I feel like they ended the story good.
That's what I'm saying.
Samurai Jack needed to come back
Yeah.
and finish the story.
I completely agree. Dale is the best character. But yeah, there's not even competition. Dale's obviously like that's like the one thing in the intro they showed that Dale ran for mayor. I'm like, I like that. I would have liked Dale being mayor.
That'd be hilarious.
But also like Hank and Peggy apparently between the show like briefly moved to Saudi Arabia and then come back. And it's like, why? And I don't think Hank works at Strickland Propane anymore. Like, that's not confirmed, but also Con and Min are, like, divorced, and Con's living with Bill now.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and, like, Nancy's back with John Redcorn.
Yeah. The Asians don't fucking get divorced.
No, but, I'm like, I could see some funny potential odd couple stuff with, like, Bill and Con would be a funny pairing.
Yeah.
But also, why the fuck they gotta do that?
Yeah, because, like I said, that Asians a lot are death before dishonor.
Their new video has the kids that were originally taken away. Oh, so they got their kids back? Okay. I mean, look, like, Daddy of Five, like, fucking, the way they fucking treated their kids was shit, but I also, I don't know, like, if they got their kids back, if they're better, then I don't have a problem with it. It's not like they beat the hell out of them. They just fucking psychologically tormented them and then said, it's a prank.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fucked, but that was also years ago, so I don't know. I haven't followed any of that. That guy was a piece of shit, but like...
Yeah, he was being a piece of shit then. Who knows how he is now.
Right.
People can change.
Like, it's not like he beat the fuck out of him or, like, fucked him or anything, so it's like...
It was just fucking psychological torture.
Which, you know, that's not good either. But, I don't know. I'd have to know more about it, but I also don't care to know more about it, because I don't care. If you let a black guy play an Asian guy and do a fake accent and stuff, then you gotta let a white guy play an Asian guy. I agree.
Kiki.
I think cartoons should be voiced by whoever voices the fucking cartoon. It's called acting. And just because it's psychological doesn't mean they deserve forgiveness. I think it does if they've changed.
Have you seen the shit that Steve Downs put out recently?
Like, it depends. Again, I think that... Like, I don't think they did anything that's beyond redemption. I mean, granted, that's a concept that's a whole innocuous thing, but...
Steve Downs came out and said he hopes that that when he's gone, they continue to use his voice through AI if they continue Chief's story.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he's like, just while I'm alive, I would like to be the one who does it. I don't care if they replace me with AI after I'm gone.
I think they should end Halo.
I think they need to.
Yeah.
End it and then just do side
How about when it's
spin-offs.
physical, did they deserve forgiveness? Again, this is a complicated issue. It depends on what we're talking about. Like, this is a whole can of worms that I'm not going to go into. That's not for me to decide, but family courts are also bullshit, so... I don't know. Like I said, Daddy of Five was a piece of shit. I don't know how he is now. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. But there's also a difference, like, there is a certain degree of physical discipline that I think is permissible, too. Like, there's a difference between, like, beating the fuck out of a kid. And, yeah, there's a difference between abuse and discipline. Like, if a kid's being fucking retarded and you smack him in the back of the head, that's fine. But if you, like, break their arm, that's not. You see what I mean? Or if you, like, just start wailing on them because you had a bad day, that's fucked up. Like, there's a difference. Like, again, it's all contextual, and again, it's a whole can of worms. And I certainly wouldn't want to be the one to set the scale on that. It's like that movie White Chicks where the two black guys pretend to be white girls. Imagine. That movie actually would probably get in trouble now for being like quote unquote transphobic or some shit.
Yeah, but they get a lot more trouble if it was the other way around.
Oh, absolutely. Although White Chicks is also kind of like a modern remake almost of Some Like It Hot, which is just a better movie in every way.
Yeah.
Some Like It Hot's actually really funny. White Chicks has its moments. White Chicks can be funny. Anyway, as I said, I am going to wrap this up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. Have a good one. Toodles.